I'll be reading for you an article titled Completing Your Application Information. An often unexpected challenge when applying to colleges or jobs are gathering information needed to complete the application. It's easier to complete the application if you have the information ready, although most systems allow the applicant to save the application and reopen it later. Here are the typical things applications will ask for you. So first thing is login and password. So you'll want to keep these safe and handy after the application is first created, and typically they'll allow you to pick a password that you can remember. But still, it's best to make sure to write it down. The second thing is your social security number. Often this is optional, so if you would choose not to provide that information during the application process, they would require you to give it to them when you have been hired or if you have earned a scholarship. The next is your school name. So usually the application has a link to look up a code for the school, or otherwise students may use different names for the same school, so it makes it kind of confusing. So if the student attended multiple high schools, usually only the high school the student is graduating from is entered. The student transcript will then explain any of the other schools that the student would have been at. Then next, they might ask about your classes. Often applications ask for the applicant to list senior year classes, or sometimes all 4 years, as well as grades for each class. A transcript or access to online school portals makes this easier. Students can often get their transcript from the school counseling office, so you would reach out to your Minos counselor. Then activities. A list of high school and community activities with dates of participation is very useful. Some examples include sports, volunteer services, religious and community organizations, etc. For dates, sometimes just writing something like fall 2014 is sufficient, and other times the applications will request a range of dates, such as August 2014 to November 2014. Then leadership roles. Students should include everything where they had formal responsibilities. Sport team captains, officers of student organizations, even informal roles in a community organization where a student took responsibility for planning an event could be included. Then honors and awards. Academic recognition, music or athletic awards for individual or group. Service recognition, student government election, even being elected to homecoming court. Think of anything where the student was acknowledged for effort or achievement. If the application doesn't include a category of leadership, consider including those items under honors. The next is special circumstances. Many applications will ask if any special circumstances affected the student's performance in high school. The college, especially, would be wondering if the student worked to help support his or her family, took care of siblings or other family members, had a health condition of their own, was learning English, or experienced any other factor that might have limited the time or energy that the student had to engage in academics or out-of-school activities. Now, keep in mind, these documents are not going to be shared widely with the public, so if you are comfortable, this would be the time to share any bumps that you've had along the way. The next is essays. Some applications, but not most, ask for 1 or more essays, which can range from 1 paragraph to multiple pages. Make sure to read the questions and required length carefully. Create essays in a separate document and then copy and paste it when it's completed. Have someone else read the essay and provide comments and suggested edits. And make sure to use a spelling and grammar check and show your individuality and personality in the essays. And then lastly is letters of recommendation. Again, some but not many applications require recommendations from teachers or counselors or someone who knows the student in other roles. Request letters well in advance of any deadlines. They are usually submitted separately. So even if you're not going to be applying for anything right now where you feel like you might need a letter of recommendation, before you graduate is a great time to reach out to your teachers and just say, I'd like to have a letter in case I might need it in the future. Would you be able to write one for me? And then that way you have it when you might need it, even if it's for a job in a year from now or scholarships, college applications, any of that. Oftentimes they will ask for that letter of recommendation. So it's nice to have it in advance instead of trying to scramble and get it at the last minute.